Tuesday, the big day for the candidates that want to become President of the United States. Today's YUMA Daily Sun, the sports page, has some interesting characters on it. One of them that's being discussed is Bill Belichick. The sports writer of the column today in YUMA paper, he comments that the surprise that everybody's saying is so fantastic, big upset, wasn't such a great upset because, after all, the Giants had played the Patriots a very close game just 2 or 3 weeks ago, a few weeks ago, and now they came back and won and prevented the super status that the Patriots were on the verge of earning. Good enough. But it kind of hurts me when this young man writing for the newspaper says Bill Belichick isn't well liked by many and shouldn't be. He dashed off the field with a second left on the clock Sunday, marking just another classless act from a guy who seems to enjoy making himself out to be the bad guy. Well, I don't know. Maybe the sports writer's got the right angle on it. But it seemed to me like he was cutting Bill down just for the fun of doing it, I guess. And it got me to thinking about little guys in football. Bill Belichick played college football, but he's not a big man in stature. Got me thinking about little guys that love football, and that was certainly what I was. I think I only weighed 133 pounds as a senior in high school, but playing for a little rinky-dink high school, I thought I was pretty tough. Thought I was a pretty good football player. Had some dreams of playing college football. No reason I shouldn't, in my mind. When I was a freshman, Ray Morrison was a senior, if I remember correctly. I do remember that Ray and some other of the big boys loved to run over that cocky little freshman and show him, hey, you got a lot to learn. It's kind of a compliment that they'd run over you. Well, Ray Morrison went to Wichita State in Wichita, Kansas, made the team, was one of their main running backs. He was so little. He was shorter than me, probably weighed more than me. Very muscular young man. The radio announcer called him Scooter Bug Morrison. He just scoots through there and he's as little as a bug. Well, Scooter Bug could play college ball. Why not me? Well, right out of high school, on the 18th birthday, joined the Army. 2 or 3 weeks later, I'm at Fort Leavenworth to be outfitted with uniforms, take those tests and all that sort of thing. And there's a little Sunday afternoon pickup game going on, and I get in it, having a good time. And we'd scored, and we're kicking off. Well, in high school ball, I always did very well on kickoffs. I would run what appeared to be full steam, but I'd save just a little. And when I saw somebody was getting ready to block me, I'd turn the afterburners on, and they'd miss me. A black athlete from somewhere. He knew all about those games. I did my act, and wham! I thought he killed me. Felt like he drove my ribs right through my lungs. Couldn't breathe. But as soon as the guys decided I wasn't actually dying, they dragged me off to the sideline, and I'm laying over there half scared to death that I might die anyway. I couldn't breathe. Really hurt. Well, that was what my old dad called a one-time learner. While I was laying there, it occurred to me, you can't play with the big boys. You're not that good. Never gave another thought to going out for an Army team or for a college team. Tried Army teams on other things, but not football. Played a lot of town team ball, other things, not football. A lot of football games with the family and with friends. Used to be a tradition after Thanksgiving Day. Maybe that came from the Kennedys doing it, I don't know. But we'd have a football game in the afternoon. Now, Bill Belichick is the son of a coach, and a coach who was a specialist. His dad could scout teams and spot all sorts of things that helped him prepare his team for success. So Bill Belichick learned the art of studying signs and studying little nervous ticks and things that told you a whole lot more about what was going to happen than it was ever intended to be relayed. So here's this little guy, you know, he's a college player, but he's not the NFL type player. And he wants to be an NFL coach, at least associated with the NFL program. He can't get hired. But finally, somebody, I've forgotten which team, said, give that kid a little cubby hole space that we've got down there underneath the bleachers, and give him a projector and let him study the game films and the films we have of our opponents and see what he can do. He did quite a bit. The rest is history. So, you know, the sports writer says he doesn't have any class. Seems to me he has a lot of class, and maybe he was using very good judgment when he left when he did. Can you imagine how frustrating it was to have that near victory just snatched away? Why, it looked like Eli Manning was down, and somehow he managed to escape and throw a pass. Yeah, he earned the victory for his team, and he earned the Most Valuable Player award and all that. No, not questioning that at all. But from Bill Belichick's point of view, my gosh, we had it, and it just slipped away. I don't think my sports writer locally understands the fire in that coach. He couldn't help but be just crushed. And to leave early before they could corner him and put him on national television, where you either have to be mealy-mouthed and say all those nice things, or you might lose it and say a little something that you'd regret later. I don't know, but what he was just being a little bit wise. Doing something that prevented him from making statements he didn't want to make and yet might have made in the heat of the loss. I'll always be a Bill Belichick fan, and I think the Patriots will be back. They're not finished, and Coach Belichick's not finished. And he's got a lot of class. He's never been one of those temper tantrum throwing kind of guys, and maybe that's why he left, is that he was so emotional he might have thrown one. Whatever it was, I'm a fan of his and of the Patriots. Same time, I thought it was pretty neat. I didn't really care who won the game. Pretty neat that the guys that so many thought didn't have a chance, they're the Super Bowl champs.